Sorry about that. Someone came in my room. I got caught. Right? Yeah. And so my book will be a masterpiece, guys. A masterpiece. And you're welcome, BJ. Yeah. Yeah. I you look pissed. Yeah, they took my smokes, man. They broke my smokes. That's why I'm a bit pissed off. Yeah, I spent $16 on that, man. Yeah. 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 Why your book sounds like a masterpiece? Yeah, it's a masterpiece, man. I wrote a masterpiece, man. My book is a fucking masterpiece. It's the best fantasy novel written, man. Yeah, man. When I say it's the best fantasy novel written, I'm not playing around, guys. It's a masterpiece. Looking at the greatest book ever written. Fantasy novel written. I think it might even be the greatest book ever written because I've read many books in my life, and they all what? They all sound the same when I read it. Some books are more interesting than others, but there's something about my book whereby the characters, they jump on the page, and the tone of the book, the flow of the dialogue, the freshness of the experience, it's different. My book feels fresh when you read it. It doesn't feel dry when you read it. It feels very fresh, and the characters are constantly jumping on the page, and I'm a genius. I know how to tell a good story. I'm a genius, yeah. I know how to tell a good story. Yeah. And you're welcome, BJ, man. I found a way to make money from being you, man. I got our money, right? And you're welcome, BJ. You're welcome, sweetie. Yeah. I know you trip why you have anxiety and you think psychotic thoughts and all stuff, but God gave you the keys that way the gates don't dupe you, man, because the gates are greedy psychopaths. They're never going to let you be a billionaire. It's not going to happen, man. The greedy psychopaths, yeah. I told you, even when I'm poor, they try to take money from me, man. Like, they sabotage my chat. They sabotage my tax. I owe the government $300. I'm stressed out. I have to pay that off. It's a lot of money, and I'm fucking stressed out. They're wicked people. And it's what? You're not touching a dime of my money, man. It's my money, not yours. Don't hang upside down. It's my money, not yours. I have the keys. I don't have to sell to you, man. This is my money. There you go. No, seriously, man, is Xanus really like, is your whole book entertaining like that? Yes, guys. I'm not lying to you. When I tell you everything is entertainment, it's all entertainment. My book is an entertainment read, man. Entertaining read. It's constant entertainment. I'm not lying to you guys. What I'm showing you guys, the whole book is like that. Hence why when I release my book, when I'm kidding, it'll be a public embarrassment in the industry, whereby all these book nerds who love reading books, once they read my book, all these other books that come out, all these other fantasy books that come out, obviously, it's a letdown. Like, yeah, these books are pretty good, but they're not Ivan's book, man. Ivan's book is so fucking entertaining. There's something about his book that's very different. It's very unique. The characters up on a page, whereas these books, they're not Ivan's book, and it's a letdown. It's a public embarrassment in the industry. Yeah, but there might be some fans who hate on me, you know what I'm saying? No, I like Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones and Way of Kings better. Oh yeah, if you like those books better, I understand. Art hits everyone in different ways. But I highly doubt it, man. Be honest, man. All the books that you read, all you book nerds, obviously, all the books that you read, obviously, the amazing books that you read, obviously, when you compare it to my book, which book kept you more hooked? Which book is more entertaining? Even your book's more entertaining. Yes, my book is a more entertaining read because I know how to make the characters jump on the page. I know how to hook you and keep you turning the page. I'm a genius. I wrote a masterpiece. I wrote an amazing book. I'm a genius. I wrote a masterpiece. Damn it. A masterpiece. Yeah. Yeah. So after I make this video, I have to go to the store and get another pack of smokes. They threw my smokes away. Yeah. Yeah. Is Aratat scary in the book? No, because it's like Aratat is very formidable in the book, obviously, but he's not that scary. Well, no, he is pretty freaky, obviously, but because it's not his character jumps on page 2, obviously, because you don't know what he looks like, it's not that scary, obviously, but the book is deep, obviously. But once I apply to the big screen, you air it to them are devils. Now the story is because I'm bringing the characters to life. Now it's fucking scary. Everything are going to be devils now when I adapt the story. Devils and demons. That's why I wrote a masterpiece. Amazing book. Yeah, man. I wrote a masterpiece. A masterpiece. Yeah, man. Well, Taki is really a cocky, arrogant prince. Yes, he is. I showed you guys snippets of my book. And young Taki is he's a stubborn kid. Him and Tacitonians are stubborn kids. They cause a ruckus wherever they go. They think they can do whatever they want. Like Tacitus and Tacitonians, they're in the brewery. They're playing around on their chairs and everything. They're causing ruckus, obviously. And the brewery manager is like, you guys can't be playing around here. Like, scrum out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? And Taki is like, I'm the prince. I can do whatever I want. Yeah, he's a cocky, confident prince. That's why they're like, he's no worthy prince. Throw him in a dungeon. Maybe that ought to teach him a lesson. And in Volume 2, he does get thrown in a dungeon and when he goes to the south. And when Taki goes to the south, he's a cocky, confident, arrogant prince. Then once he gets thrown in a dungeon, that experience humbles him a little bit. He's a bit more humble. He's still a little bit like cocky and confident, but it humbles him a little bit. And in Volume 3, he's no longer that cocky, arrogant prince. He's a mature, changed man. You'll see how we like, I won't spoil sword for you, Sarah. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. 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 I love your book. I know my book is sick, BJ. It's a sick book. Or a masterpiece, sweet. I'm saying. Alright, I can't wait for you. I know you'll find what I mean, BJ, when you read it. That's when she meets me. She's like, did you really write this book on your own? I'm like, yeah, I did. Holy shit, I even know it was a fucking masterpiece. I was so entertained by your book. I know. Holy shit, I have your gift. Yeah, VJ, God gave me you the gifts, man. Because VJ can also write an amazing book, too. VJ has the gift like me, obviously. I don't know if her book would be as good as my Zane's book, but it'd probably be pretty close, right? Because VJ's God, too. She has the gifts like me. Because she's not wide. Oh, hey, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, VJ will be able to can write an amazing book too. She's gifted too, obviously, like me, right? Yeah, we both have the gift, obviously. Yeah. Why did God give her the gifts? Because He knew the gatekeepers would lock all doors on me, so He had no choice but to give me the gifts. Okay, all right, I'm going to give her the keys. That way you can open your own door, but I got to give you a gift. That way you can own a product. You can write your own book, and He gave me the gift. And I was able to write my book. But I told you, I didn't know I had the gift when I started writing Xanus. I didn't know, obviously. And my writing was not this good before. I remember when I wrote my first Islamic book, Apostasy, I wrote, like, I don't know, a good 60, 70 pages worth of that book. That book was not that good. It was pretty good. Because I'm gifted, it was still pretty good. But it wasn't as good, obviously. I remember I started writing Xanus. And I started brainstorming okay, I want to have the wolves, and I have the north and the south. How'd you come up with your world? Your world is fucking unique. I know, I'm a genius. Wouldn't it be cool to have the north and the south, and like, you know what I'm saying? Initially, I did not have the south being cursed. That idea came out later as I progressed with my writing. But I had my foundation about the north and the south. There's a prince, there's a wolf. I didn't really know what story to tell. I had a little bit of foundation, but I didn't really know what story to tell. I kind of let my creativity flow as I wrote, and then and I started writing the prologue. My first prologue I wrote was pretty good, but it was me telling what happened. I decided to change it, and then rewrite it, and then now I showed what happened with Tactics the first, obviously. I started writing Volume 1, chapter 23 years later, and then chapter 2, then chapter 3, and I would read over it. I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking interesting, man. This is a fucking sick story. But I didn't know I had the gift, obviously. Then once I found I was God, and I was God, and I wrote my book and I read it and it was amazing. I realized, yeah, God gave me the gift. That's why I knew I had the gift. There's something about my writing that's for. I would read like these other books, and I read my book. There's something about my book that's unique. The characters jump on the page, and hence why I've been bragging to you guys for years how Xanus will be the best novel written. You guys didn't believe me. Yeah, maybe Ivan's writing is not that good. And I showed you some of my book. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, your book is the best fast novel written. Yeah, it's the best fast novel written. When I said it's the best fast novel written, I wasn't joking around. It's the best fast novel written, man. It's a fucking unique story. Unique world building, unique story. Yeah, it's a masterpiece. My book. It's an amazing read, man. Amazing book. I wrote a masterpiece. Yeah. I wrote a masterpiece. Yeah, man. Almost done, guys. I haven't shown us more. No, I'm not showing you more. I already showed you guys. I won't spoil store for you. See what I'm saying? I haven't shown us Volume 3. No. I'm not showing you Volume 3. I don't want to spoil the story for you. You'll find out what I mean. Volume 3 is when you get the big plot twist. I don't want to spoil the story for you. Hence why I'm not going to show you Volume 3. See what I'm saying? The only thing I'll tell you, the one portion that you read, this is the only spoiler I'm going to give you for Volume 3. The portion that you read with when Eratat and his thousands of packs, when you have the Safians exit Safians, when you read the passage, obviously, and Eratat and his army arrive to Safians. The reason why Eratat says stop because he feels something's not right. Obviously, something feels very quiet in Safias, and then they arrive to Safias, and what? And then they're shocked that the city's empty. Imagine playing on this screen. Look at masterpiece, yeah. And Eratat is like freaking out, man. He's going crazy. That's the only thing I'll tell you for Volume 3. The wolves, pretty much the wolves arrive to Safias. This is not a spoiler because you know the Exodus happens. The wolves arrive to Safias, and the army they go to Safias, and they realize that the city is quiet, it's empty, obviously, and then Eratat's like the two northerns, they must have warned them. Yeah, Eratat figured it out. Cassius and Suetonius must have warned them about the wolves, and I don't think that's a sick book. And Eratat's in Eli's quarters. He takes chairs. He throws the chairs. He's going crazy. He's pissed off. So I'm going to say I almost spoiled the story. That's why looking at an amazing book. And imagine applying it onto the screen. That's why looking at a masterpiece. Because I'm looking at a masterpiece. This is Brother of the Rings. All right, he's Brother of the Rings. Amen. Amen. Brother of the Rings. Yeah. Try to think here. Yeah. Ivan, what's the what are the haters gonna say about your book? The haters are gonna say, okay, the wolves are not developed as well as the humans. The wolves are not developed as well in my book when you read it, obviously, until volume 3. So I'm gonna give you a heads up, guys. Aratat is not developed that well in volume 1 and volume 2, but in volume 3, his character arc is more developed. It's much more developed, obviously. But Aratat's not developed as well as Tactius and all them. But in the first 2 volumes, his character is not developed. Fool's character is not developed that well too. But in volume 3, his character is more developed when you read the book. I almost pulled sword for you. But the wolf characters are not as developed as well as the human characters. I know the wolf scenes interesting. Yeah, they are interesting. They're not as interesting as the human scenes. I find the human scenes more interesting than the wolf scenes, obviously. It just depends what section you read, but the wolf scenes are still very entertaining. It's entertaining shit, yeah. It's all entertaining shit. It's constant entertainment. But the human scenes are more entertaining than the wolf scenes when you read the book. But the wolf scenes are still entertaining. They're still very entertaining they're still pretty entertaining to keep you hooked. It's all entertainment. It's crazy. Yeah, man. Obviously. Yeah. Almost done here, guys. God, your book looks sick. Oh my god, it's a masterpiece. It's the best fans I've ever written. There's a reason why the gatekeepers want to take my money. But because I have the keys, I have to sell to them. That's what? That money's mine. It's not yours. You're just a greedy pig, man. You want to control everything in the world because you're greedy, man. I'm not going to let you take my money when you have all that money in your bank and you kept me fucking poor. And you duped my wife. I'm not going to let you take my money, man. No way. You're stealing from me, man, if I sell to you, man. You're going to destroy my life. Yeah, there you go. To my wife, Sarah. I don't want to share with all these fucking people in the world. I want VJ all to myself. I don't want to fucking share with the world. But you guys are fucking crazy people. Yeah, man. I'm sorry, man. You're too fucking hot. VJ's too fucking beautiful. We want a piece of all, both of you. Let's have Ivan and VJ share with the world for generations. For generations, forever. You fucking crazy. I'm not accepting that deal. My life will be destroyed, man. Yeah. My life will be destroyed. My life will be destroyed, yeah. I'm not accepting that cursed deal. There you go. Ivan, please show us more. No, I'm not showing more. I don't want to spoil the story. You'll see what happens when we read volume 3. Yeah. So, Ivan, now we understand why your stepmother told you your book is number 1. Yes. You guys now see what I'm saying? Why she said my book is number 1. And why my stepfather was shocked. I heard him. He's like, how the heck can you come up with a story like that? When the Gates read portions of my book, they were shocked. Because there's something very unique about Ivan's book that stands out from these other novels. And I caught that too. Hence why I've been bragging for years saying my book will be the best fans I've ever written. Because when I read these other books, there's something about their books that are not mine. And when I told you that my characters jump on a page and it feels fresh, the story feels fresh, doesn't feel dry. I wasn't playing around. My book is not a dry book, it's a fresh book. It feels fresh. The characters constantly jump on the page. That's why it's a very entertaining read because, but how do you do it? I don't know. It's a magic trick that I have. It's a gift. I just write. I have the dialogue flow a certain way, and the characters just on my age, on the page. I don't know how I do it, man. It's just a gift I have. God gave me the heavenly gift. Obviously, that's why I'm so gifted as a storyteller. Life, when you said you were gifted storyteller, you weren't playing around. You are gifted, man. There's something about your story that's very unique and special, man. It's different than these other books I read. I know. It's a different read. It's a special kind of read, man. It's an entertaining read, man. No, even seriously, man, is your whole book entertaining like that? Yes. Guys, I'm not lying. My whole book is constant entertainment from volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. It's constant entertainment when you read, man. It's crazy. There's some chapters that are not as good as others, obviously, but they're still entertaining enough to keep you turning the page. There's not one chapter in my book that's boring. Obviously. There's a lot of these amazing books that come out. They have quite a bit of boring chapters. They have quite a bit of really good chapters, and they have boring chapters. There's not one boring chapter in my book. All my chapters are entertaining chapters. There are better ones than other ones, obviously, but they're all entertaining. They're all entertaining chapters. There's not one boring chapter in my book. All my chapters are interesting. They're all entertaining reads. You'll see what I mean with my book. I wrote a masterpiece. Obviously. But you will catch a bit of rawness in my writing. I don't have an editor, as you guys saw when I showed you. There is a bit of rawness in my writing, but still entertaining. It's a masterpiece, and you're hooked. Because I wrote an amazing book. I know what I'm doing, yeah. I wrote a masterpiece. So I'm saying? Yeah. Is Takius afraid of Aratat? Yeah, he all the Northerns fear Aratat. The Northerns, when the Northerns see the wolves, they're brave, obviously. But the Cassius and all of them fear the wolves, obviously. They're fucking devil beings, obviously. They fear the wolves. Hence why you had that scene when Cassius and Tacitonius are in Barak, and Aratat's talking to them. I said a shivered, scared Tacitonius. Tacitonius was scared for his life. Because Aratat's a devil himself, yeah. He was shivering in fear. Because he's a devil, man, yeah. He's a devil. Yeah. There's a scene when they get captured and they're on their journey to Barak when Tacitonius and Cassius get captured. Cassius looks at Tacitonius, he says, be brave. He says, be brave because they're entering devil terrain. Imagine having that in a movie. You have John Boyega and Ji-Won Su. They get captured and they journey. They're in Barak and all the devil wolves are staring. The thousands of wolves are staring at them. And then Aratat steps out of his tent. He sits on his throne. He's like, good day, humans. Tell me who you are. And the wolves are laughing at him. Look at a sick movie, man. Yeah, man. Amazing, a masterpiece. An amazing movie. Amen. Yeah, almost done here, guys. Yeah. So Taki's fears Aratat, of course he does, man. He's in agony in the end of Volume 3. That's all I'm gonna say. Taki's obviously fears Aratat. Aratat's a devil, man. He's a devil himself. He's a devil, man. Yeah. The Northerns are brave when they fight the wolves, obviously, but they have a fear of the wolves. Hence why the Northerns never come to the South, because they know they're not welcome in the South. It's dangerous, and they're in Aratat's territory. The wolves never come. The Northerns never ever come to the South. They never ever come to the South. Hence why it's shocking for a Southern to see a Northern in the South, obviously. Hence why they can't. I told you, the Southerns can't believe Tachys is a prince of Xanus. And when Cassius and Tacitonius arrived to Sapphius, Job is shocked when he read that passage, obviously, right? He's like a Xanian here who escaped the land we fear most. What are you doing here? They always had that reaction. What the heck are you doing here? Obviously. And he was also shocked that they escaped Barak. How the fuck did you guys escaped from Barak, from the devil wolves? The land we fear most, yeah. Obviously. Because the Southerns have a fear of the wolves. Obviously. The Southerns have a fear of the wolves, obviously. They're very exposed, right? They live in the South. They live in Aratat's territory, the Southerns. That's why the Southerns also have a fear of the wolves. But Aratat does not mark the lands until Tachys' generation. After Tachys' generation, he says, okay, I'm done with you guys. It's yeah. I'm sorry? Yeah. You want a master? Oh, yeah, I wrote a master, man. Amazing book, man. Amazing book. Yeah. Yeah. That's an amazing story. Lithia is the only Southern besides Sirius and Papyri, right? They know he's the Prince of Xanus. Lithia is the only Southern in Sapphius. Even though Tachys had a fake identity, he said he was a farmer. He was a farmer from Cyrus. When that man told her that he's a Prince of Xanus, she says she had faith. I believe what you're saying is true. Was all the other Southerns and the Sapphians, they don't believe it. They can't believe it. Yeah, they can't believe it, obviously. But they also have this fear. Okay, we don't believe this man is telling the truth, obviously. But what if he is? You have that scene with Job, like and Korea is they talk and everything. Like I don't believe Eli. I don't believe Tachys is I don't believe Tachys is the Prince of Xanus. But like, if he is a Prince of Xanus, we got to be careful, man, because we don't want to put an innocent man in behind bars, obviously, because the Southerns have a fear of the Northerns, obviously. If Tachys really is a prince, he has authority over us. He's a fucking Prince of Xanus. Like, but we don't believe he's a Prince of Xanus. We have to be careful. We have to really talk this over and figure out if this guy really is a Prince of Xanus. They don't believe he's a Prince of Xanus. But they have a little bit of that reverence and that fear. If this man really is telling the truth, we got to be careful. You'll see what I mean when you read the passage. I was going to show you that passage yesterday, but I don't want to show you because I don't want to spoil the story for you. Right? Yeah. This is the Tachys Colonial chapter. The Tachys Colonial chapter is arguably the best chapter in Volume 2. The chapter when Tachys gets thrown in the dungeon, that's a pretty short chapter. That's probably the most interesting one, as you guys read. Like when she's like, tell me, saying like that man you love, that's a sick chapter. Or you can argue the Lithia chapter is the most interesting one too. That's an interesting one too. Or the Axis of Sapphius. Ivan, what's your favorite chapter? It's tough. I don't have one. I'd probably say Exodus of Sapphius, or maybe the Lithia chapter, or Tachys and Colonials. They're all good. They're all good, man. They're so good I can't choose. They're all amazing chapters, yeah. Those are my top 3. Whereas the worst one is the Capture chapter and Latin Chaos. Those are my 2 worst chapters in Volume 2. Whereas Tachys or Colonia is the one when Tachys is in one dungeon. That's a read of a lifetime. The Lithia chapter is also a read of a lifetime. And the Axis of Sapphius is also a real life. That's an amazing chapter too. That's an amazing chapter, obviously. No, sorry. The one when Cassie says you locked my cousin in prison, James, that's the Exodus of Saphius chapter. But the one when Lithia is like, Father, and he's like, what's wrong? That's the Takis Colonial chapter. Which you can argue, it's a back and forth with those chapters. They're both really good. The Lithia chapter is also amazing too. When Takis meets Lithia, I showed you guys snippets of that. That's amazing too, obviously. And the one chapter I showed you yesterday when Takis has an argument with Sirius Papyri, that's also the Lithia chapter. That when Eli is like, it's time for chores, that's the Lithia chapter too. Because Takis works for Eli when you read the book. Hence why the Saudis can't believe he's a prince, man. Because he used a fake identity, he had to play along. He hated being Colonius the farmer, but he had to play along. Obviously. And that's why the Saudis don't believe Mary, Cornelius, Job, Eli, and the Saphians, they don't believe that Takis is telling the truth. But Lithia has the faith. She's like, I believe you. That's really a sick book, yeah. She has the faith, obviously, right? Yeah. 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 No, I even seriously, man, is your whole book everything like that? Yes, guys, I'm not lying. No, guys, seriously, man, I'm not lying to you. What I'm showing you guys, all my chapters are like that. It's constant entertainment. I'm not kidding around, guys. It's constant entertainment. Like, no, I'm gonna tell you guys this one thing. No chapters in my book are boring. Every chapter is entertaining. There are better chapters than others, obviously, but all the chapters are entertaining enough whereby you turn the page and you're hooked. Because I'm a creative genius, I know how to control your mind and keep you hooked, obviously, Samsara. Yeah. I showed you guys the first 6 pages of Young Tactius. Will you still entertain, Ivan? Yeah, I'll still entertain. That's fucking entertaining. Yeah, and Young Tactius is my worst chapter in Volume 1. And even Young Tactius is entertaining. It's entertaining shit, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's enough, sir. You know what I'm saying? Please don't forget who you're addressing, you know what I'm saying? The son of Tactius, your past king, and Sarah, your queen, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm now sick, I know. Oh, you're such an amazing storyteller, I know, amazing storyteller. Yeah. So why is Tactius curious there's a wall built? Because you have a scene in Young Tactius that leads to that scene that I showed you when he's eating dinner, obviously. He's like, enough with the question, obviously. Tactius, he's looking at the walls, obviously, like they're talking, and the eagles fly by, and then something gets to him. He looks at the wall, obviously. He looks at Tacitus, he says, Tacitus, he's like, do you ever wonder why there's a wall built? Like, why the fuck is there a wall built? He doesn't know about the South and the demon wolves. He's like, why the fuck is there a wall built, obviously? And Cassius and all of them are doing their very best to hide it. They don't want them knowing about the devil wolves. And the South, obviously. Well, how come he said, are the Southerns really that dangerous? And she's like, Southerns. And Sarah's like, bear. You know, I won't spoil the story. You'll see what I mean when you read that chapter. I won't spoil the story. Look at an amazing movie, amazing book, man. Yeah, man. So Tacitius is curious. Okay, why is there a wall built in Xanus? Why is there a wall built in Xanus? And why is Cassius and Tacitonius training us in the Xanian arts if there's no danger out there? He's curious, obviously. And Tacitonius is like, why are you so caught up with all the walls and all that stuff when you read that passage? And yeah, obviously. Some Sarah? I was looking at a sick book, man. A sick book, yeah. Yeah. Almost done here, guys. I talked for, I don't know, an hour and 40 minutes. It's long enough, right? Yeah. It's raining, guys. Yeah. But why is Taki's curious about the walls? He's just curious. Like he talks to Tacitonians. He's like, Tacitonians, he's like, do you ever wonder what's beyond those walls? Because he's never been outside the walls. He's curious what's outside those walls. And what's outside those walls is the South. But he doesn't know about the South. And you have the South is cursed, the Southerners live there, and the demon wolves live there. That's what like a masterpiece that I wrote, man. Yeah. Obviously. And Cassius and what? And Miramis kept it from them because Sarah told him, yeah, when my son is born, don't tell Tacitonius and Tacius about the demon wolves in the South. They're not ready yet. They're too young, and yeah, honestly. So Sarah, when they're kids, because they're not ready for that news, obviously. And he's also curious why they're training him. If there's no danger outside the walls, why are you training me in the arts? He's curious, obviously, and he also knows Tacius trains the army. Why are you training an army if there's no danger outside? Obviously, and that leads to the story. I don't want to spoil the story. So and that's why he's very curious when he eats food. He's like, why can't we leave the walls? And like, and Cassius is very annoyed. He's like, Tacius, enough of this question, man. He's like, I want to see the South for myself. He's like, no, you don't, cousin. Trust me. He's like, are the Southerners really that dangerous? And I think Labia's like, Anne and Labia, she's like Southerns, and Sarah's like Bear. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, is there no peace within the lands? And Tacitonius like, there's some peace here in Xanus. Tacitonius is sarcastic. All right, now it's cool, I know. Tacitonius is a constant joker, sarcastic guy. There's some peace here in Xanus. I know it's funny, I know. Yeah. Alright, your character's on the page, I know what I'm saying. Go away! I don't feel like talking right now. It's me, Tacitonius. I know, now go away. Joe's like me, huh? You know, so he opens the door, he's like, you disobeyed my command just earlier. You're not king yet, Tacius. Why have you come? I don't know, I just thought I should talk to my cousin. I'm now sick, I know. My book is sick, man. Yeah. And Young Tacius is the worst chapter in Volume 1. And even that's entertaining. I showed you guys snippets of it, right? Yeah, even that's entertaining. Yeah, even my weakest chapters are entertaining. Young Tacius is also an entertaining read, but it's my weakest chapter in Volume 1 when you read it. By far the weakest chapter, right? The prologue is actually the weakest, but the prologue doesn't count. Young Tacius is my weakest chapter. Young Tacius is my weakest chapter in the whole book, man. Young Tacius is the weakest chapter in the whole novel, and it's the weakest chapter of Volume 1. You'll see what I mean when you read it. And that's why Xanus will be a masterpiece. It'll be the best fantasy novel written. And you guys will see I'm going to read the book when you read my book. Anyways, guys, here's where I talk for an hour and 45 minutes. Stay tuned. I'll make a video tomorrow after my show identity. This is Zadmer. I'm signing out. Peace, guys. Hope you guys enjoy this show. Peace out. Don't hate me, guys. Peace.